OK, well, let's get the details now from Igor Zhdanov. Igor, just run through then exactly what happened.
Well, yeah, essentially on Wednesday, a 9-year-old girl, Lisa, she went to school, she left home for school, and she never came back. And for some 24 hours, nobody knew as to what happened to her. Nobody knew anything about her whereabouts, what happened to her, whether or not she was all right at all, and so on and so forth. And there was very little, I should say, there was no official information coming in at the time. So relatives of the girl were growing desperate. Here's her aunt. Have a listen.
I'm the girl's aunt. We really need help. We've been searching everywhere. If you can help in any way, please contact us. We've been looking for her since Wednesday lunchtime, when we realized that she's gone missing.
Well, that was obviously before anything conclusive came through. And so by late night, people, the whole city, I should say, like a lot of people in that city, being put under such such information vacuum, they kind of took matters into their own hands. They self-organized, a mob formed, and so someone talked to someone, and then one thing led to another. So eventually they showed up at this garage sector, this area of there is nothing but garages there. This is where people store their vehicles, because they believed that the girl, the body of the girl, had been there, and they believed that the suspected murderer had been there as well. And when they came there, essentially they saw the police on site as well. And so they you saw the clip that we showed you earlier where they were rocking the vehicle, the police vehicle, yelling, open the door, because they did so because they believed that the suspect, that the person they blamed for the murder was inside. And so, yeah, they lashed out at the police for keeping them out of the loop.
Где ребенок? Вы мне скажите, машина, это гараж. Вы мне ответьте, где ребенок? Где ребенок? Девочка 9 лет. Куда она делась? Вот на этот вопрос мне ответьте.
Okay,
so, yeah, so
it's obviously very angry there.
Yeah, obviously very, very angry, yes, indeed. And so they were lashing out at the police because this is the night from Thursday to Wednesday, from Thursday to Friday, I should say. The girl went missing on Wednesday, so there was a lot of time passed before anything conclusive came from the officials.
Sure. What do officials say then in response to all this anger? Well,
essentially, they managed to catch the suspected murderer. Well, they have the Russian Investigative Committee. They released a statement. They made a statement, and they're explaining pretty much everything there is.
A man who may have been involved in the murder has been identified. The suspect has confessed to the murder. The detainee was previously convicted of a number of serious crimes, including rape, robbery, and violent acts of a sexual nature.
So the man was known to the law enforcement. Essentially, he's being questioned right now, and he's already presented his version of events. Apparently, again, all of this are his words, and they still have to be checked by the police, by the investigators. What he said, that he kind of squatted, he illegally seized one of the garages at that area, and then the little girl, the Lisa, she was passing by, and she asked him whether or not whether or not he knew who that garage belonged to. So he says that he figured that that garage might have belonged to her family, and so, well, he murdered her. I mean, I'll let our viewers be the judges of that logic. So, but I mean, there's a lot to unravel in this investigation still.
Sure, a lot of tension too, as we've seen in Saratov. What's the situation there now?
Well, right now it has more or less calmed down. I mean, people are demanding that he's basically there are people there demanding that capital punishment is brought back is brought back as a thing in Russia's legal system, and they're saying that people who kill children they deserve to die themselves.
In 2006, here behind the school, he picked up 2 little schoolgirls and molested them. He was jailed, but 10 or 11 years later, he was freed. But what he did this time is far worse. I have no words. There are a lot of couples with children here, and you just don't know what to expect from him. He is mentally sick.
Last night, a crowd tried to lynch mob him. Do you think that's right?
God will judge him. What else can I say? These people should never be allowed out of prison, but our government lets them out. But this is just my personal opinion, and now we're very afraid of leaving our children alone in the streets.
All the volunteers gathered in front of the garage, and he was in a police car. Everyone was shouting, "Give him to us!" And then he changed his clothes, and the police drove him away.
So you can see people are devastated there. They're really, really unsettled by the events, and they want this suspect to feel the full force of the law, but they're afraid that the force the law is capable of dealing to this man right now is simply not enough.